Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Peaceful Living. Everybody, I appreciate y'all coming along on this journey with me. My name is Kim. We're talking about minimalism, and with the holidays coming, I want to just tell you how I have minimized not only my expenses, I've changed the way that I give. And this came about over the period of many years, and I've gotten to where I really enjoy doing gift giving this way. So I have 3 children, they have spouses, and combined I have 11 grandchildren. Many years ago, when I was a young woman with 2 children, I was a very materialistic person. Gift giving is my love language. I love to give to people. The more I can give, the better. And it makes me feel good. Well, we know scientifically that's true. It increases endorphins and all that stuff that makes us feel good. So not only the gift recipient is getting a feel-good sensation, but then as a gift giver, we get that sensation. Somewhere along the way, out of necessity, I became the one that gave the cookies and the breads and the pies and just whatever the people wanted in my life. And that worked for a season until people started dieting, and then that didn't work any longer. So, a few years ago, I was giving gifts of homemade gifts, still homemade gifts, but maybe non-edibles, or seasoning mixes, but not cookies and that kind of stuff. After one Christmas, I was noticing 6 months, 8 months down the road that people were not using the gifts that I gave them. And that's very disheartening when you spend money and time to make gifts. And so I thought, well, something has to change, because I don't want to just give a gift bag full of homemade things that people aren't going to use or they don't want. So I came up with an idea. I don't know how. But now I make a variety of gifts, mostly herb salts and herb blends. I make them from herbs that I get out of my garden. And then I make jams and jellies and different things that I know people like. And I change it up a little bit every year, except for wild plum jam, that's always on the list, and rosemary, dill, lemon, salt, that's always on the list. So I make up these items and I spread them out on a table or a counter, depends on whose house I'm at. And I give everybody a gift bag with some tissue paper, and they can make their own gift. This works so well because there's people that don't like jams at all, or they don't like the type that I make. One of my siblings only likes strawberry jam from the grocery store. So, okay, I don't get, they don't have to pick that. And then there's people that don't like the herbs blends that I make. And it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. It hurts my feelings when I give a gift and then I find it sitting on the shelf a year later when I know that gift could have been given to somebody else, somebody that would have appreciated that. One of my kids loves my herb blends, and one of them doesn't really care for them. They have their own thing that they use. So that's perfectly fine. So this way, everybody gets to pick a combination that they like. And typically what I'll do is I'll say you can have 3 herb blends or 3 jams or 6 or whatever I have, divided by how many people. And then after everybody picks their gift, then the leftovers are divided up. Usually there'll be one kid that'll be like, oh, I want the rest of the jam. Or, well, to me, it's the most satisfying way to gift these people. It meets everybody's needs, wants, and desires. And this year I'm thinking about adding a few maybe cookie trays or breads or packages of cookies. I'm not going to go too crazy with the baking though, because I only have a toaster oven and it takes a while to get things done in there. I've also thought about doing some brownie or cookie mixes in a jar. I used to do a lot of stuff like that when I was in a Tupperware rep, and I thought there's a lot of recipes out there now that are easier to find than they were back then before internet, and I thought about doing something like that. Eventually, when I have a freeze dryer, I want to do meals in a jar, where you literally can just add a quart or two of broth to a jar and have a soup or stew or whatever. So there's a lot of different ideas out there for gift giving that are consumable, and that's what I aim for. With the adults, it's consumable. With the children, it's experiences. Some of the things that I've done or thought about for my grandkids is we go to one of their favorite little fast food places, and then we go look at lights together. I've done that and really enjoyed that. And the kids are always excited to go to a junky fast food restaurant. I don't know why, but we do that. And then something else that I've wanted to do, and I couldn't coordinate it last year, but I wanted to get an Airbnb and take all of the grandkids that are potty trained to an Airbnb. And I think that would be a lot of fun. Get a few pizzas, get a bunch of games. The Airbnb actually that I was going to go to has quite a collection of games already. And just take a couple days, maybe even if you can get near a lake and go fishing. So that's something that I have considered doing. And for the littles, I usually do a small gift that they, just for them, the ones that are not potty trained. I have right now I have 4 that are not potty trained. So I do a small gift, a doll, a blanket. Last year I made blankets for the girls, and they greatly appreciated those blankets. There was matching for them and then for their doll. So there's a lot of ideas out there that are not going to end up in clutter, because I don't want to encourage clutter for my grandkids. I don't want to encourage that chaos and that lack of peace from being overwhelmed by things. I want them to have great memories of Granny and doing things together. So I was thinking about this year. Well, last year we decorated cookies together. We did that, baking cookies. That was a lot of fun. And something I used to do with my children, every year we decorated ornaments. And so I was considering doing that with the grandkids. So let's think outside the box this year and give the children something that they will really, truly remember, because a bunch of plastic toys that end up in the toy bin and then eventually go to the landfill is really, I honestly can't tell you a lot of the things that I got when I was a child for Christmas. Major gifts, I remember. But let's think about what we're doing and consider a more peaceful approach to Christmas, because Christmas is not about the things and the massive quantity and piles of stuff. When the paper's gone and the day is over, you honestly are just going to remember the thrill of being together. I'm very much looking forward to this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing y'all again. So leave me a comment on what kind of Christmas do you do? And do you have any ideas for a more simplistic holiday season? Thanks for coming along on this journey. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, share.